And Tom from Do-It-Yourself Home Automation. This is a look at how to do a perfect job of hanging up a picture. What do I mean by perfect? I mean, I want something that's going to be perfectly centered on the wall where I'm hanging it, and something that's going to be perfectly level as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the wall here. This is in my bathroom. I want to hang up a picture here. So I went ahead and marked first the height that I want the top of the picture frame to go to, and I'm going to grab the picture itself. Okay, so here's my picture. Now I want to figure out what the distance is if I pull this, these two hanging wires all the way to the top point, which is how it'll look when it's actually hanging on the wall. What's the different distance between the top of my painting here and this wire? So I'm going to get a measuring tape and measure that. So I'm going to pull that wire all the way up, and I want to see it's about 5 inches there. Alright, so I want to find 5 inches down from that top point on the wall, and I'm going to mark a little horizontal line there. I'm going to have to put the camera down to do that, but I'm going to use a pencil to mark a horizontal line to show the height that I want to be at for the hanger, so that I can have the top of my painting where I want it to be 5 inches above. So let's do that. Okay, so that line here, always use pencil so you can erase it later. That line marks the height that I want to put my hanger at. Now I need to center it in the middle of this wall, so I'm going to go ahead and measure the width of the wall. So I got my tape measure here. I can see the wall is actually exactly 3 feet, so I need 1.5 feet in from the side to be in the exact middle of it, and I'm going to measure that and then mark it on there. So you can see to do this, I aligned the measuring tape with that horizontal mark that I made to my exact correct height, and then I went to 18 inches out from the wall, so 1.5 feet, and I made a little dot there. That's where I'm going to put my hanger in. That way I know I'm exactly the right height and exactly the right width to be in the middle of the wall. So now I'm going to go ahead and get one of my hangers. I'm going to pound that into the wall with a hammer. I'm going to have to do that two-handed, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my hanger in there. Obviously you want to use one that's got enough capacity to handle the weight of your painting. I used one here where I can just pound this little nail into the drywall, and that'll be enough. It's not a super heavy painting. It's going to hold that in place. And I'm just going to grab it, flip it around, and put it on the wall. Okay, perfect. So we are at exactly the right height. And we are centered on the wall there, exactly like I wanted it to be. Now the final step is I'm going to get out my Craftsman Auto Level and just make sure that this is level with respect to the wall here, because you can see it can move around since it just has that one attachment point, and I want to make sure that it's totally level. Okay, so this Craftsman Level is going to automatically level. That laser line is now the exact level point for the painting. So I'm going to move it up so that it meets this corner. Now, if it's totally level, the other corner should be hitting that laser line as well, which it's not. So I'm just going to tweak this a little bit, move it around so that both sides are even with that line on the wall there. And that's pretty good. It seems to be hitting there, hitting here. And now we know we are perfectly level. Might have to come back and redo that, or you could put a little bit of wax or some kind of connector to keep it on the back of the painting stuck on the wall there so that it doesn't move around. But right now anyway, we are perfectly level along the bottom of the painting there. So there you go, perfectly centered, perfectly level, attached to the wall there at exactly the height I wanted it. That is a perfectly hung painting.